How to hack injuries. Hey, I'm Sarah from mostmotion, and I'm here with another Mobility Matters episode for every sports and fitness coach who wants to help their clients avoid pain. So, the first thing that we need to cover today is that it doesn't matter what you call it. When fitness coaches and sports coaches try to get involved with injury prevention, then they end up doing things like mobility, but it doesn't matter what you call it. You could call it mobility, flexibility, position transfer exercises, prehab. You call it whatever you like. Ultimately, what we're trying to do is avoid pain. We want to shortcut that process. We want to hack it, if you will. So that's why we break out things like foam rollers and hockey balls and voodoo bands, and we try and stretch muscles and things like that. But the important thing to notice is that preventing injuries does not start with pain. It starts with joint restrictions, okay? Joint movement restrictions in the joint. Let's get my words out properly. So it doesn't really matter which tool we use to do that either. When we're trying to improve that range of movement, that joint movement, it doesn't matter which tool we're trying to use. Ultimately, there are 5 steps that every single sports or fitness coach can employ to help the clients avoid pain, regardless of their level of injury knowledge. So if you're thinking this doesn't apply to me because I don't understand injuries, it absolutely does, and it applies more to you than anybody else, okay? Because you can help the most. So what are the 5 steps? Well, the first one is reading your client's body language and behaviors, okay? Now, this happens in the first few seconds of your session. It's usually in the first word. Hi, how are you? You know, it's that you can read people's body language within split seconds, and that skill will help you to tie the emotional and physical together. And if you don't have this skill, it's absolutely pointless doing anything else, because emotional stress is one of the biggest influences in physical pain. So if your client is feeling emotionally stressed, they're going to show you in their body language, they're going to show you in their behaviors, and you can use that information to then drive whatever it is you do after you've said hello, which leads us to the second step, which is applying variety of movement, okay? Joint restrictions happen because of a lack of movement in different directions, okay? It's an overemphasis on certain movements over others. But when you start to apply joint movements in different directions, so you understand why you're doing something and why you're asking your clients to move in certain ways, then that can help avoid injury, because when you encourage your clients to move in different directions, that helps them to connect with their own bodies. It helps them to feel what it feels like when their joints are restricted, and that helps them differentiate between actual pain and muscle soreness or just fatigue, okay? Now, most clients cannot tell that difference. They just think that it's an ache or pain that just came out of nowhere. It's probably just them feeling tired or old. I hear that a lot. And when they can differentiate between actually this feels like a problem rather than, oh, I'll just ignore this and it'll go away, then they can start to preempt the bigger problems coming further down the track, okay? So the third step is to translate the technique problems that you're seeing in your clients' movements and in their training into the movement restrictions that are actually happening in their bodies. When you can do that, that means that you can assess somebody very, very quickly. Let's say you're watching them swim, for example, and you can see that their arm is crossing the center line of their body. You might, if you don't understand how to translate that into movement restrictions, you might think, oh, well, just give them a drill that makes them keep their hands further apart. But what's actually happening is tightness through the front of the body, through the chest. It's internally rotating their arm. It's making them cross their arm over the body. If you know that, then you can give them exercises to do straight away that will help to unwind that problem and undo that issue and help to keep their joints moving much more quickly. You can intervene a lot more quickly, and you can also help to build resilience and strength around the joints when you know what those movement restrictions are much more effectively. So the fourth step is to understand the injury diagnosis. Now, that doesn't mean that you need to go away and learn how to be a physio. This is not treatment. Sports coaches are coaches. We're not therapists, okay? And we're not trying to be either. We want to complement the therapist. The therapist is dealing with the pain. We're dealing with the movement restrictions and non-painful stuff. So when you understand what the diagnosis means, you can understand how that applies to you, what you can do to help, and to your clients and their training, okay? It helps to give you much more effective decisions, and you can give your clients much more effective training to do, which helps to complement other people in your sphere, so other professionals. And that leads me to the 5th step, which is to create professional relationships and connections so that you have a team of people around you that you know how to complement what they're doing. So you might have a physiotherapist, you might have a chiropractor, you might have, I don't know, an emotional counselor. And all of these people are trying to help your client be better and avoid these pains that they have. But you can help connect all of those things together because you are the key. You connect the emotional and the physical together because movement does that. When you know how to help your clients with all of this movement stuff, you recognize all of the signs and you can create these professional connections, which means that you will complement other people and you will get referrals from those people to help your business stay stable. So those are the 5 steps that you can implement as a sports and fitness coach to help prevent pain, okay? Because pain doesn't happen instantly. It happens because a movement restriction in the joints. So if you want more training on this stuff, then I have a free training available on step 1, which is how to read your client's body language and behaviors. The training is called How to Squeeze Hidden Results from Your Coaching Practices. And you can get that free training absolutely free. Just register for it using the link below. Okay, so thanks for watching. If you like this video, if you think that it's helpful for you, then comment below, click the likes, share it with your friends, that kind of thing. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time.